G'day team.
We're back.
How's it going?
Sunday morning.
Ready to go again?
Does that mean it's lunchtime for those southern folks?
It would be for the people down south, yeah.
Well, get your Vegemite sandwiches out then.
Oh.
Come and have a seat down on the couch.
Australian lunches, Vegemite sandwiches, meat pies.
What else?
Lamingtons.
For a Sunday.
A Sunday. You could have a lamington on a Sunday.
For lunch?
Yeah.
Post
Sunday.
lunch?
It's treat day.
Treat day.
Yeah. G'day, Sween Dog.
Lamingtons on a Sunday.
Yeah, mate.
Sounds good.
Hell yeah. Did you enjoy the set at Steel Assassins, Josh? I think you did.
Yeah,
I think you did.
I think
You
you had a
looked
good
like you
time.
had a good time.
Yeah, he was
Yeah.
having a good time.
That's it. I saw some of the videos you put up, man. They're looking good. Thanks for that. We really appreciate the footage.
Were there any other bands that you enjoyed watching that day? Who'd you like, mate? Revergia. Oh, those
Reverge
Japanese
from
blokes.
Japan, man. Oh, they went off at like 2 in the morning.
1 in the morning, yeah.
It was ridiculous.
Japanese thrash.
Oh man, it was intense. It was very intense.
Who was on before them?
It was on before them.
that-
Black Majesty.
Black Majesty, yeah, the power metal.
Did
yeah.
they do the Priest cover, didn't they?
Yeah, they did, yeah.
Jawbreaker.
That's the one.
That was unreal. That was. I've been listening to that CD a bit lately. It's in my car.
Okay.
And when Jawbreaker came, when they started playing it, it's the opening riff. I was like, mate, I know this one. It's been in my car all week. Fuck yeah.
Get excited for the Priest.
Jawbreaker. Yeah, it was good. It was good. Yeah, killer. Keen to see those new videos, Josh. Hell yeah.
What a keen bloke.
Yeah, mate.
Love his work.
Fuck yeah. Something else that happened this week.
What's that?
Australian Music T-shirt Day.
Yeah?
Yeah.
National Music
On
T-shirt.
Friday. That's right.
All right.
Australian Band Shirt Day. Whatever you want to call it.
Well, are we a bit late to the party then? Or?
We're not late to the party,
Not
mate.
late to
'Cause,
the party.
we're around. quite often we wear Australian band shirts because there's a lot of sick fucking Aussie metal bands in Australia at the moment.
Well, I wear band shirts every day after work, but maybe the last few days haven't really been wearing a shirt because it's too bloody hot.
That's true.
But yeah,
That's true.
maybe at night time I get
Just
one
get
on.
an Australian band chest day.
Need to get some tattoos or something. Yeah, that's commitment.
Just get Wartooth across
Yeah,
your chest.
Wartooth
mate.
on the
Yeah,
chest.
there you go.
Save the
Yeah,
logo
that's it.
design every
Well,
time.
yeah, no, today I'm repping Envenomed, a sick fucking melodic thrash band from Melbourne. And what do you got there, Wally?
I got Darker Half,
Oh, classic.
Sydney Power Metal,
Absolute legends.
classic.
Anybody else get around to Oz Music Band Shirt Day? What t-shirts did you wear? Like, chuck a photo in the comments there, or just type the name of the band that you're repping. It's good to see everyone supporting all their fellow Australian metal musicians.
It's quite interesting, isn't it? Like, I don't know how long it's been going for. We did one last year.
Only a couple of years.
Yeah, and like people really catching on. It shows that we're all really proud of our homegrown metal, and the merchandise that people are putting out.
That's it.
Some people got some pretty cool shirt designs. I mean, artworks and everything like that can take a lot of effort to put in to come up with something good. But, some people are happy to slap it on and be proud of what they're wearing, happy to represent the band.
Bit of national pride, mate.
Yeah,
National
pride.
but not to the point where it's like, America with their fucking ridiculous patriotism. But we do go all right in Australia, man. We got some good bands. And I mean, I think Oz Music Band Shirt Day is not necessarily a metal thing. It's not a metal audience. It's for anybody, for any Australian music.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
just Australian music. But certainly the metal community is definitely taking it on. And
Oh, we're very proud of our music, aren't we?
yeah, but
As a
metal is
community.
one of those things that like a lot of metalheads wear band shirts. Whereas
Yes.
in a lot of genres, like they don't necessarily
True.
wear band
True.
shirts. But I mean, yeah, I'm always wearing band shirts, and like probably 50 to 60% of my band shirts are Australian bands.
Yeah, I mean, the international bands come here and it's like $50 for a shirt. You
Yeah.
go to a local show, it's like $25 for a shirt. You know which
Tops,
one you're
yeah.
buying, aren't you?
That's it.
You know.
And especially when the music's just as good, mate.
Yeah.
Mm.
I seen Dino. I think he was wearing a Wartooth shirt. Anyone else?
He's always wearing a Wartooth
Yeah,
shirt.
he loves his Wartooth shirts.
Have you got one of the new ones, Dino? Like a Venom Head one, or are you still repping
Not
the
sure.
old Thrash Attack?
He got the Thrash Attack one.
Is
Yeah.
it Thrash Attack?
Yeah, he
yeah,
bought-
yeah, he's Thrash Attack.
Thrash Attack,
I guess,
yeah.
I'm gonna have to hook him up with
Did I
one of the
see?
new ones.
I
mate.
think Sweeney was wearing a Wartooth shirt, wasn't
Sweeney's got all the Wartooth
he? He's got all the
shirts,
Wartooth shirts.
I
He's
believe.
king.
Or maybe not the logo one.
What shirt did you wear? Come on, guys. Let us know what shirt you wore for Friday.
Yeah, that'd be good. Get around it.
Some people are lucky. I used to wear my band shirt to work, but then I got promoted, so I decided it wasn't appropriate to be talking to customers with my aggressive metal shirts.
Fair enough.
So I got to tone it back a little bit. But get home, get it straight on.
My favorite one at the moment is my Noiseworks singlet.
See, that's weird, man.
Why is it weird?
Noiseworks.
Noiseworks is fucking sick.
I'm sure they're sick, but
Oh, mate, they're better than sick.
better than sick.
Better than sick. They're
Loud.
fucking unreal. And yeah, I was repping that at Steel Assassins, so that was good.
Oh, awesome.
Hell yeah, man.
Awesome.
But yeah, so no, Noiseworks is definitely my favorite singlet at the moment.
Yeah, sick, man.
So,
Yeah, you're pretty keen on the singlets, aren't you?
mate, it's too
Up in
fucking hot for tees.
Sunny Queensland.
The sleeves, man. Don't have time for sleeves. Plus, we need them for rags.
We need them for
like
rags,
we talked
yeah.
about the other day. But...
How's this a funny tour story, right?
Oh, yeah, here we go.
Down in Sydney, one thing we do when we're on tour, save a bit of money, we go to the park after stopping at Coles or Woolies. Usually we shop at Coles just to stock up on those velocity points to get home.
Looking for those.
Yeah, looking for those
sponsorships,
velocity
mate?
points. And
We shop at Coles.
get yourself a shirt, cut the sleeves off, go down to the public barbie, use that shirt fucking sleeve to clean that barbie
Bit
up.
of a rag, yep. I mean,
Some of those people are a bit dirty down there, so they don't always
some of
leave it.
One of the Barbies was like.
One of them was
Yeah,
pristine.
one of them was filthy.
So, you know, but
We lost
we
a
make
couple
a bit of
sleeves
mess
on
too.
that
We made some pancakes on our public park
That's right.
barbecue.
Yep.
So we had to clean it up a little bit. So lucky, Dunga, the
Is that
bass guy,
fucking- yeah.
had his sleeves ready to go from his desecrator shirt, which
That's
he
it.
just cut off.
Yep.
So
There's a touring tip for any musicians that are tuning in. Mate.
Mhm,
Go to
mhm.
Coles, buy some fucking pancake mix. It costs you like $2.50.
$2.50 per
And that's
per-
breakfast for the whole entire band instead of spending like $20 a head at a cafe or something.
Yeah,
you
it's
know?
crazy, man. You save money all
Mm.
sorts of ways. We've actually got a little tour spatula now, so we take that
Stays in the
everywhere we
box,
go.
yeah. Yeah, man, you gotta be prepared and look to save money where you can.
Gotta
man.
get
Touring is
smart.
expensive in this
Yeah.
country, so
So do you have a good time last weekend, mate?
mate, good time.
Good time
Nah.
was nah.
Nah, it was a fucking sick time. Holy jeez, we yeah, nice. We did Sydney on Saturday for
Went to
Steel
Sydney.
Assassins, which was unbelievable.
Hell of a good time.
It was quality bands from the start to end. I
It
mean,
was,
like
mate.
Head in a Jar played an unreal set.
Oh, they were funny as, eh?
They were great. Envenomed, Elm Street, Mason, Reverge, as I said, Black Majesty was awesome. Medics of Pain kicked the day off, which was really cool. See some Queensland boys kicking off the day in Sydney there. Bullet Belt from New Zealand, they were unreal. I can't even remember all the bands. It was such a
Like
good time. And a hell of a
I think it was
blur.
Matosphere or something on before us.
Matosphere,
They were
yeah,
pretty
were
rock and
before
roll.
us.
They were having a
Hard
good
rock.
time.
That was good, man. Bluesy sort of rock and roll.
Yeah, it was like good bands from start to finish. So thanks to Dave Balfour for putting us on.
Yeah,
That was a hell of a
nice.
good day.
It's always great playing Steel Assassins.
It was good to catch up with everyone down there, like Luke and Josh and some other people who have been supporting us for a long time. Leanne came over from Adelaide,
Yeah.
bought some merch. So
Yep. The
Appreciate
Goddards taking epic photos. Like Mick was doing all the photography for the day, and Lisa was running the merch stand. So thanks to those guys as well. Like doing a wonderful job there. Yeah. So, but overall, it was a great time. And then we hit up Newcastle on Sunday, and slayed that joint with Hidden Intent and what was the band that opened?
Carnal Viscera.
Carnal Viscera. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there was a bit of a swap around with the opening band because one of them got caught in the bushfires, so they had to
Yeah.
pull out, and then we got a last-minute band in to replace them. But the band that came along was unreal. They
It
had
was a two-piece, no
unreal
drummer.
energy, man.
Yeah, just a guitarist, a
It's like real
young-
heavy death metal stuff, but like it was
young lady on a guitar and
she was
young
a
bloke out
weapon.
in front, and she was growling her head off. Hey,
absolute weapon on
pretty
the,
scary stuff.
on the guitar, man. Put me to shame.
Oh
that's
yeah,
for sure.
shredding up a storm too.
Jesus. We had to play after that, so but, no, it was good, man. Newcastle, we had a good turnout for a Sunday night, and everyone seemed to enjoy themselves.
Yeah, thanks everyone who came
Cheers to
along
that, yeah.
for those two shows and bought some merch and everything. Really made it
Hell
it
yeah.
a good weekend for us, and
Yeah, we had a great time.
we had a great time playing for you guys. So all of those people in Brisbane, you're next this weekend. Come in.
Ooh, 23rd, we're playing the Greaser Bar. We're headlining with Level H, Medics of Pain, and Spectre. So that's just like from start to finish. It's a quality gig, really. You wouldn't want to miss any of those bands.
Well, how much do you have to pay to get into that, mate? It must be
Mate,
with a bill like that.
You know what? I mean, that's the quality bill, but you know what the ticket price is? One of these ones.
Big fat zero.
$0. It's free entry, so no excuses. Even if you're hitting up, what else is on that night? There's Psycho Circus
Yeah, something down
at,
the road.
at
yeah.
Crowbar. So if you're at Psycho Circus watching Dark Cell or FUC or any of those bands on there, what you can do at 11 o'clock, slip on out of Crowbar, walk 2 doors down to Greaser Bar, come see us for free, and then roll on back into Crowbar if you want after we're done.
How about we
It's
all
no
just go
brainer.
to the Crowbar when we're done?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
I mean,
Just meet back at the Crowbar.
yeah.
Sounds
whatever.
good.
But certainly come check out Wartooth between 11 and 12. That's
Don't
gonna
be
a good
scared.
time. We've got a few special covers.
We got a lot of songs to
We've
play,
got,
mate.
we've got an hour set.
Got a long
that's
set.
I don't know if anybody can headbang for that long.
You're gonna be sore.
I don't know if I can headbang for that long.
You better prepare.
Mate, It's going to be neck day all week at the gym this week. Just stretching the neck,
stretching up for the neck.
That's it, man. But no, it's going to be absolutely killer. And our first local Brisbane show in almost 2 years.
Yep. Hope everyone can come along.
We played some international supports, but we haven't played any just like local hometown Brizzy gigs.
No.
In pretty much 2 years. So
we've never played at this place. We chose it because it's the smallest venue we could find. And we're looking to cause some chaos.
We're going to fill the place out. Absolutely pack it out and just have the whole joint be a fucking circle pit. That's our aim.
Yeah.
So I'll even join in.
Come along and join in. Yeah. Takes you guys to help make it happen. So
that's it. But anyway, should we get on with today's topic?
Yeah.
So anybody that's tuned in last time, we were talking a lot about mindsets and positive mindsets, controlling your thoughts, and trying to push your life in the direction that you want it to go, all to do with how you think. And I know we spoke about this concept of the RAS, the reticular activating system, which is like basically a system of like you see what you think about and like
what's familiar.
You see what's familiar. Your eyes pick up what you're looking for, and they ignore everything that you're not looking for. So if you're looking for negative things, you're going to see a lot of negative things. If you're looking for positive things, you see a lot of positive things.
And the opposite thing get filtered out. You know, your brain cuts those off. They go, oh, don't need to know that thing. Don't need to know that thing.
That's right. So that's all a big part of the mindset. So if you can control your mind and try and push it in a positive direction, you're going to see a lot more positive things around you and start to miss the negative things and ignore them. And that sort of creates a spiral effect of going in whichever direction that you let it go.
Yep.
So that was last time we spoke about that. If you haven't seen it, go and watch Raw Truth number 7. But this one we're going to talk about a continuation from that. We're going to be talking about controlling your mindset when it comes to negative emotions. So things like anger and hatred and envy and resentment and all those negative feelings that can quite often pop up in your life. And how to deal with them when they turn up, I suppose.
And also the implications that they play in your day, because it is one of those things where when these emotions pop up, most of us would experience emotion for a prolonged amount of time. Is that good or is that bad? You can't be a robot. You need to experience emotions.
You've got to feel emotions, for sure, good and bad.
Yeah, so but you've got to make sure that just because something happened to you, that doesn't negatively rub off and affect the other people around you, whether it be at work or in your family or whatever the case may be. Really take control of that emotional flow and don't let that flow on from you. Don't be that person to pass on that negative. Yeah,
and I mean, certainly anger is one of those things that can quite easily spread. Certainly, like if you're frustrated at something or someone or an event that happened that day, and you take that anger and you hold onto it all day long, every person that you come across in that day, you like unleash a bit of anger on them and a bit of anger on the next person, and then that spreads the anger to the next person. And quite often anger is very contagious, I find. If one person's angry, everyone around them becomes very angry pretty quickly afterwards. And it doesn't take much to make some people angry. You can just be watching like a video on the internet or see like a post from somebody, or somebody cuts you off in traffic or whatever. Instantly you're angry, and now it's everyone else's problem for the rest of the day that's around you. And it's like, that's not a good way to live. It's certainly, it's not a good thing to be spreading around, especially when the thing that happened may be very minuscule in the scheme of life, and you're going to let that affect your relationships and the rest of your day. That's really not on, to be honest.
I mean, you don't want to be responsible for that in other people, same way that you don't want other people to be responsible for that happening to you.
That's right.
You don't want to be in those sour environments, and a lot of times, in relationships or whatever, we take steps to move away from sour people and things like that. So you've got to be really aware, make sure that you're not going to be one of those people.
Yeah, that's it, man. And so this is kind of a continuation of the discussion of what actual Venom Head, our new song, which we've just released. I'm sure you guys have all seen it. If you haven't, we've got a lyric video up, so check out that one for sure. But
definitely,
Venom Head is essentially a song about exactly this. It's about the poison consuming you, and the poison being anger, resentment, hatred, all these negative emotions, and letting them consume you and taking over your brain like a poison would if it got into your bloodstream. It just fills you up, and poison is obviously contagious too, and as is anger. So that's more or less Venom Head is essentially about exactly that.
Yep.
about sort of control. I guess Venom Head's not about controlling your actions. The song is about the negative emotion taking over your body. And our discussion today will be about like how to deal with that and how to
well, just how we deal with it and how we're aware of the fact that it happens and what we can do to prevent it or minimize the effect on other people.
Certainly we obviously don't have all the answers. We're still experiencing a lot of this stuff ourselves. I mean, like I find I still get angry all the time, and you've got to stop yourself and be like, hang on, I'm getting angry right now. Is this worth being angry about? It's just I think a level of self-awareness is the first step in controlling this. Is like we talked about last time about controlling your mindset. I think the first thing to controlling your emotional reactions to stuff is just being aware that it's happening.
Yep.
You feel when you're getting a bit angry and be like, oh, hang on a minute, I'm getting reactionary to this thing. Maybe I just need to like take a deep breath, calm down, and then try and proceed after that, rather than just like, flipping out the minute something happens to you. Like getting cut off in traffic, for example, it's quite easily just to be like, this guy cut me off, and then you're instantly on the horn, you're out the window, like giving him a serve or something like that. I'm not saying I necessarily do that all the time, but it's quite easy to react like instantly when something like that happens. However, if you took a deep breath, maybe two, you're already forgotten about the fact the guy cut you off, and you just keep driving and you're on your way to work. Like that's how simple it can be to stop that emotional reaction. And the consequences of those two choices can drastically change your day.
Yeah.
If you're getting angry at the guy because he cut you off, then you're driving the rest of your way to work, annoyed at traffic. You get to work, you're pissed off because you've been in traffic, and you're like, I'm angry. And then the boss comes up to you and be like, oh, I need this thing done. And you're like instantly on the defensive, and you're angry and pissed off, and somebody else is at work annoying you, and you take it out on them. And before you know it, half your day is just filled with all this anger and frustration.
Mm-hmm.
If you've taken the 2 deep breaths while you're in the traffic to be like, that guy cut me off, it's not going to affect my day. I'm not going to be at work any later. I'm not going to, let this control me.
Yep.
Instantly you're calm, and the rest of your day is fine.
Yeah, well, I had that on Tuesday. Obviously, we come home from Newcastle on Monday.
Somebody cut you off.
No, I went to work, and being somewhat of a manager, roll in. I'm like, holy shit, what the hell have they done with my department while I wasn't here? It was a mess, and I was quite frustrated at the fact. I'm like, I thought I'd left very simple instructions for everyone just to do what they normally do, and it should all come back, I should come back to work on Tuesday and everything will be peaceful, but that wasn't such the case. Obviously, my instructions weren't so clear. Now, I could have went in and been like, what the hell, why was it so difficult to get the job done,
Start flipping out at people.
Yeah, so just getting emotional. But instead, I rolled in and I'd seen it, and I had to stand there for about 5 minutes, and I'm like, how did they think that this was what I wanted? Like, this is not what we do every day, but just because I'm not here, like what they couldn't manage to get the job done. But, after probably 20 minutes or so of being at work, I was like, well, maybe it was my fault because my instructions weren't clear enough. If I do certain tasks every day and I think that someone else can just come along and do them, maybe they can't, maybe they don't have the responsibilities and the skill levels required to get the job done the way I would.
Maybe that's an unfair assumption to be like, people can just know what I do every day and just do it. Like
if I just leave the basic steps of things to do, or the basic tasks, but not the steps, then they might get the task done, but their steps are like, well, they missed this step and they missed that step, but they were sort of important. But so I concluded the fact that maybe I didn't leave enough information. And so therefore, like, no one got in trouble or nothing, but it was like, next time I need to really make sure that I lay out every single step that I need done. And therefore, the people, because at the end of the day, the only reason I had the shits is because maybe that will affect customers, maybe it'll flow on, because it doesn't matter what I want done. The reason I'm doing something is to get the business, to get the job done, to make the customers happy.
That's
so
right, yeah.
If you didn't do something and the customer misses out, then that's when we all lose. But
exactly,
yeah. So if I'm able to show people the exact things to get the job done, so then the customers are happy, then at the end of the day, we're all winning. So I found it was really important next time that I need to make sure that I make it clear of what people need to do, and then they'll be able to get the job done. And at the end of the day, they're going to make the customers happy, which is really all that we need to do. Doesn't matter who's in charge or who's doing the work.
Yeah.
The end goal is to make the customers happy. So if we can do that, doesn't matter how we get that done,
For sure. So
Then
did
we're all good.
you find you got angry? Did you say, or you like stopped yourself from being angry?
Well, I
or
was
you got
angry.
angry for a little bit and then became aware of it.
Yeah, like I was angry at the start. I'm like, whoa, this place is a mess. And I went to the boss. I'm like, what the hell happened yesterday? Like, why did no one communicate? Like, no one was talking. Basically, what happened was two people tried to do the same job, and then they ended up just wasting a whole bunch of stock. So it's like, did they not see each other doing exactly the same task? Like, they would have been working right next to each other, but no one decided to stop and think. But maybe I didn't make it clear, like, here, you do this part and then you do this part, but make sure he's finished this part before you start, and then the whole system will flow. So anyway, it was a good lesson in, well, maybe it was my fault because I didn't explain myself. So the only person I can be angry with is me, because the job didn't get done the right way because of me.
Sure.
So I was happy to wear that.
Well, that's interesting because, like, especially coming back from the tour, like, you would have been pretty tired and pretty wrecked.
Yep.
Which I find when you're tired,
Yep.
your emotions can tend to get the better of you even more so.
Yep.
So that's pretty good self-control, really, to like not fly off the handle at people when you're tired as well.
Well, it helps that one of the people weren't there, so obviously it's very hard to get the shits when someone's not there. So
yeah, but that just means the other person's double the target, doesn't it? Like,
yeah, no, they were okay because they're new. So
fair enough.
I mean, I'm interested to see if you guys, like, if you go to work and sometimes you just have the frustrations dealing with other people. It's like, what the hell are you doing? Like, why are you doing this thing wrong? Isn't it so simple?
Or you might be angry at your boss for like putting too much pressure on you or something.
Or giving you a task, and it's like, why the hell did I get lumped with it?
Or I don't understand what the hell I'm supposed to be doing. They haven't explained anything
Yeah.
to me, and now I'm going to get in trouble for not doing it properly.
Yeah.
Like, you need to explain. Like, I can see like where you're coming from. I can see the other person's perspective. Like, you've gone away for a weekend and for a Monday or Tuesday. I'm like trying to cover your base.
Yeah.
With like limited instructions.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I'm doing the best I can. I think that's how the job's supposed to be done. Then you
Yeah.
come back on Tuesday and you'd be like, what the hell? What's going on here? You guys haven't done it properly. And then I'm instantly like, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. You didn't leave me detailed enough instructions. Like, I'm doing the best I can.
Yeah.
Like, certainly that's relatable, but
Yeah, man. That was a good lesson learned, I think, on my part, to be able to understand both people's perspectives and go, well, I'll just wear that because that was completely my fault. So no one need to get in trouble or anything.
But see, that's the thing. Like, you come in, and this is what we're talking about with anger. You come in and you're angry at the fact that people haven't done the job properly, despite the fact that you may not have left them good enough instructions.
Yeah.
But you come in with your anger, then the person, as I said, like I was saying, like in the perspective of like, I tried my best. I did the best with what I could.
Yep.
So you're angry at me, and now instantly, like, I'm angry back at you.
Yep.
And we're all fucking pissed off.
Yep.
And then, like, some junior comes in who's like, oh, what am I supposed to be doing here? And then, like, we're both angry at the next guy. And
like, what's wrong with you?
Then before you know it, like, everybody in the entire workplace is fucking
Yeah.
pissed off for the entire day,
Yeah.
And, like, that's how quickly anger can spread. Like, one little thing that goes wrong, and then all of a sudden everyone's pissed off.
I find that's a big thing, especially if you can see tension rising, especially at work. You're at work for a long time, most of us here probably work sort of full-time hours, but
Yeah.
even 4 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours, whatever, when you got to deal with something and it doesn't get solved, it doesn't get resolved, that's pretty messed up. So
You can spend a whole day or weeks,
Yeah.
like, just
shit mood.
everyone pissed off, and then you don't want to go to work.
And it doesn't get
It's just a
anything,
shit
at the end of the
environment.
day, it doesn't get anything done at work. If you're trying to get things done, then you're not going to get anything when there's just too much tension. You're all meant to be on the same team, eh?
That's it.
Especially in bands, same thing can happen. Not that we've
For sure.
experienced a lot of that, but
No, but that's the thing, man. When you're spending a lot of time with people, like, emotions do rise and things do piss you off. But indulging in the anger, letting that fly out of you and onto other people, doesn't solve the problem. It might make you feel good initially because you're like just letting off steam, but what it's doing is pissing off a bunch of other people that then need to go and let off steam to somebody else,
yeah,
and that pisses them off, and then they do the same thing, that pisses them off, and a chain reaction occurs. And like one thing that you got angry about, which may or may not even be a big deal,
Yep.
has now pissed off like 20 other people exponentially, and everyone's having a bad day because of it. It's like that's the power of the contagiousness of things like anger. It's really not good, and it's not about necessarily swallowing it and just being okay with everything as well. You can't just bury your emotions.
no,
But it's about being aware of them and not indulging in them too much. You can be angry about something that's small, realizing that it's small, and be like, oh, probably don't need to be angry about this thing. But if it's something that's major and you really are angry about it, like that's fine, and there's proper ways to channel that anger and
Yes.
to get a resolution to your problem that isn't throwing anger at people. You know, you can be pissed off about something that needs a solution. If you can just simmer down a little bit and come in with a level head, you can probably get more of a resolution to the problem than if you just come in there pissed off and start throwing anger around and yelling at people and screaming and jumping up and down.
But how do you do that when something's so pissed off? When you go to work and it's like your brain doesn't work properly, man. Like there's something wrong with your brain. Like you know.
But you got to take ownership for that, I suppose, and take responsibility for you. You can't take responsibility for other people.
Mm-hmm.
You can't make other people know stuff or feel things or understand things necessarily. All you can do is control your reactions to that.
Mm-hmm.
And that is your responsibility. Your reactions are your responsibility. If you're pissed off about something, that's on you. You need to understand why you're pissed off about it, firstly. Is there a problem that needs solving? Is there a person that's pissing you off? Is it somebody else's emotions that are affecting your emotions? Is somebody deliberately trying to piss you off? And I think that's probably very rarely the case, even though a lot of the time we think that's what's happening. I think a lot of the time people go, oh, this person just has it in for me and they're really trying to piss me off today. Like, really? Is that really what's happening? I don't think many people go out there purposely trying to piss people off. I think that's normally just an emotional reaction that you feel they're targeting you and they're just trying to tick you off by doing dumb shit, when in reality, they're probably just doing their best they can and they don't understand what it is you want from them.
Have you had some experiences with that at work or something?
Oh, mate, we've all had experiences with that sort of thing. Like, you know, you think like, fuck, this person has just really got it in for me and they're just attacking me and they're going out of their way to piss me off. But you sort of sit there and think like, why would anybody do that? And then you talk to that person and be like, what's going on here? And if you actually can have a level-headed conversation with them, level-headed being the key word.
Do you experience that at work? Do you do that? Do you like see that people are?
I've experienced that at both my current jobs, man, for sure. At one of my jobs, my boss is quite emotional in terms of like they react a lot to like if some little thing happens, it's instantly like a major problem and it's somebody's fault and it's like this thing has happened, it's your fault, we need to get this sorted or otherwise you might be fired or we've got to you're going to be deducted pay or like whatever it might be. They're just like instantly like on the emotional reaction to like the smallest problems.
Do they go for the solution or do they just worry about the problem?
Eventually we get to a solution.
No, but at the time, are they like,
at the time they're very much
worried
about the problem.
So they're not like, shit, like some people go like...
No, they're not. This is the thing. So this particular person is not like a, what are we going to do kind of person. Okay. They're like a, whose fault is this kind of a person. Like that's their initial reaction is like, something's gone wrong. All right, whose fault is it? Who are we throwing blame and anger at?
Right.
Now that in itself is bad and toxic.
Yes.
But I can't be responsible for that person and their reactions to stuff.
Yes.
But what happens is when they do that, instantly I get angry and defensive and be like, hang on, it's not my fault. Back the hell up. This thing happened, that thing happened, blah, blah, blah. But as I said, I can't control the way they react, but I can control the way I react to their emotions, right? So what I've found is when they come at me with that anger, I just let it, I sort of, it takes a bit of practice and a bit of time, but like, you just let it bounce off. They're just venting steam. Okay, cool. Let them be angry. All right, they're looking for somebody to blame. Okay, all right. Now that they've like had that spiel, they've let out their emotions. All right, now we can have a conversation and be like, what's the solution here?
Okay.
What are we going to do about this?
Okay.
Like, it's not about whose fault it is. It's not about what went wrong. It's about what are we going to do to fix it.
Okay.
That's So, but initially you have to sometimes let the other people vent their anger and be pissed off at shit and not react back to them. That's what you can control. You can't control them, but you can control you flipping out back at them and be like, hey, it's not my fault. Don't blame me. It's this other guy. So this thing happened, or you guys didn't give me the right information. It's like, don't fire back at people when they get angry. Just let them be angry. Let them do their thing. Stay there with a level head. Maybe even cop it on the chin if they're venting at you. Just be like, cool. Like, I'm just going to let you finish. And now that you're finished, all right, here's my solution. Or here's, I'm looking for a solution and here's what I think we should do. Or maybe what do you think we should do? Whatever. It's very hard to do that initially because your brain instantly goes, they're pissed off at me. I've got to get pissed off or defensive or whatever it might be.
Well,
so
I've got to put up the shield.
Put up the shield, yeah.
The way to fight aggression is with more aggression, No. Not the answer.
Aggression, fighting aggression, it's like a fuel to the fire, man. It just keeps burning and burning and building on each other. And then before you know it, everyone's pissed off.
That's definitely something I think a lot of people would experience on a daily basis, because for sure, when people are getting emotional around you, it's very difficult, especially if you're invested or if they're targeting you, very difficult not to get emotional back. You think, you know, if you're just going about your day and someone like came up and was emotional at you, you would instantly be like, well, that's personal, man. You know, you can't say that about me or whatever. But really,
if they just like said something angry at you or something.
Yeah, it's like, hey, what are you looking at, punk? You know, like, well, man, like, you know, you'd be like, oh, I'm not looking at anything.
You're instantly on the defensive. You're just like, whoa, hang on. Oh,
yeah,
whoa.
but realistically, like, you could just keep walking and be like,
nothing, man.
But you don't. Hey, you know, I feel like that's definitely a thing to get emotional about in the time, and so it's often very difficult to be able to be neutral, you know.
But that's part of the controlling your emotions and controlling your thoughts is part of that journey on self-development. I think is being able to, and it's not something that you're just going to be able to flick a switch within a month or 6 months or even a year. It's like it's something you have to continually work on. But being aware of the fact that you might be getting emotional at a certain point and being like, oh, I'm getting pissed off now. Like, hang on, I need to like stop, take a deep breath, just let it simmer down, and then like figure out what the actual problem is here, or maybe what the solution is here, and then go about that on a level head. Like that's it's tricky. It's very fucking difficult, and like I'm not a master at it by any means, but certainly working towards that. It's like, oh, you're pissed off. Okay, I'm getting pissed off now because you're pissed off at me, or I'm getting pissed. Oh no, hang on, I'm getting pissed off. I need to calm down. All right, what do we need? What are we trying to achieve here?
Right.
But like the same thing happens, and I'm sure you guys have experienced this even just in the last week, right? Is on the internet. Social media is a breeding ground for this stuff, man. Somebody puts up a post, a video, a picture, a comment that like is something that you disagree with. Instantly, the fire is like burning in your eyes. You're like, I've got to tell this person they're wrong, or like, oh, they're pissing me off so much, like block, or like, got to comment back to them and just like fire up and get pissed off. Like, fucking send us a comment. Like, let us know if you've been angry at something on the internet this week. And I honestly think that everybody that's watching this right now has been angry at something on the internet this week.
What do we do? Little angry face?
Yeah, send us a little angry react on the Facebook, or send us a comment about what you're angry about. Yeah, certainly. Like I have, man. I'm absolutely been fucking pissed off at shit this week. Certainly, you know, I mean, one of the major topics that's floating around is the bushfires that are consuming New South Wales and southern Queensland at the moment, you know, and everyone's got their perspective on whose fault it is and what we're going to do about it and why it's happened and all this stuff. And I mean, it's like I saw, amongst other things, I saw one particular video the other day where somebody was having a whinge at
the radio.
It was a weird chain of events. So, long story short, there's bushfires happening. Both the Greens and the Liberal Party have taken this natural disaster as an opportunity to make a political stance for or against climate change, for or against backburning and environmental protection. I'm not siding with either party here, not because I'm a fence sitter, but just because both of them are using a natural disaster, which is a horrific event, and people's lives are at risk and people's houses and all this stuff are being destroyed. And these both political parties are deciding this is a really good opportunity to use this for our political gain. And I think that's absolutely horrible and inhumane. People are suffering. We need to like stop them from suffering and help them out and get the problem resolved, get everyone safe. And then if you want to have a political discussion about whose fault it was or why this occurred or what we're going to do about it, do that after the fact, not while there's a bloody fire raging and people are losing their houses. That's not the time to be discussing like, you know, oh, you haven't done enough on climate change, or you guys wouldn't let us backburn. Like, this is not the time for that discussion. People are losing their shit. People are dying. Animals are, you know, being burnt. All this stuff is happening right now. That is the issue, not some political discussion.
My girlfriend's very upset about all the koalas that have died. So yeah,
for sure. Everyone gives some love for the koalas. But that's the thing. So this is a really good example of what we're talking about, right?
Yeah.
There's a bushfire happening. Everyone's getting emotional, whether it be sadness, anger, frustration, whatever. Nobody's happy about it.
We were upset because halfway to bloody Sydney on, 2 o'clock on Saturday morning, we're driving down the road and the highway's being blocked. So we're like,
We have to take a 3-hour detour
Shit.
inland. Yeah.
will we get to Sydney? Like, we don't know.
Make it.
2 a.m. Like, we don't know where the hell we're going to start going through the
Yeah.
middle of New South Wales. You
That's
know,
it.
we're going down the highway, and all of a sudden we've got to take a detour in the middle of nowhere. It's like, shit, you know,
Yeah.
that's inconvenient for me.
For sure. But anyway, my point is, so the bushfires are happening. 2 political parties are jumping up and down about whose fault it is and why this is occurring, which is not the right time to be doing that. Anyway, so the radio, I can't remember which radio station it was, has taken one of those sides politically, and I'm sure depending on the radio station you listen to, they've probably taken one or the other side. The radio station has taken a particular angle saying that climate change is the cause of these fires and it's the Liberal Party's fault for not doing enough on climate change, blah, 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 right? Then what's happened is this guy that I saw on Facebook is having a really angry, emotional reaction to the radio stance on climate change. And he's getting in there and he's just flying off the handle about the fact that this is bullshit. It's the Greens' fault. It's not the Liberal Party, blah, blah, blah. You know, they should have let us backburn. Here's some statistics about something and here's some other thing. And
But facts.
Facts. I don't know where he's got this
Hope it
information from
sticks on
and
the
whether or
wall.
not it's actually the whole story or whether he's
Yeah.
just cherry picking bits of information. But my point is, he's flying off the handle, absolutely furious at the radio stance on the political stance on the bushfire. So there's a 4-part chain already, right? He's on the Facebook promoting a video like absolutely full of hatred and anger for a certain bunch of people. Now I'm watching this video. It's been brought to my attention. I'm watching this video. And the fire's burning in my eyes at this guy for spreading his anger. And I'm like, dude, this is not the time to be getting angry at political people. We need to be sorting out the problem. We need to be making sure people are safe. And then if there's a political discussion to be had after the fact that the bushfires are gone, we can have that discussion. But he's on here spreading what I believe to be misinformation or maybe cherry-picked information. Like, I don't have the whole story. I don't have all the facts about, you know, how much backburning has happened and how much we are or aren't doing about climate change. Like, I don't have that information, and I dare say he doesn't have it either. He's just emotionally reacting to the radio.
He didn't look like the educated type.
He didn't sound like the educated type, put it that way. He didn't, and I don't mean like a personal attack on him. I just mean like the story that he was telling was purely emotional. He was
Alright.
purely like waving the flag for like one particular party versus the other one.
All right.
You know, which is exactly what our song Sabotage is about. So, I mean, we've already discussed that in detail, but he's in there emotionally reacting to, you know, like, I'm waving this flag, fuck the other guys. And I'm like, this is not the right time for this, man. And you're purely presenting emotion here in your video, not information. It's not factual what you're saying. What you're saying is emotion. So I'm getting pissed off at him. I'm getting pissed off at him getting pissed off at a bunch of other people getting pissed off at the bushfire.
Right. That's a lot of pissed off people.
And he's contributing to the anger by spreading it through his video, right? And I'm watching his video getting angry. And there's a bunch of other people might be watching his video getting angry, or a bunch of other people might be watching his video going, fuck yeah, he's got the
join
right
the
idea.
fight.
Fuck the other guys. That's right. So pretty much everyone is getting pissed off at everyone else, right? Because that's how anger spreads. That's how easy it is to spread anger. Because you're emotionally reacting to something.
Mm-hmm.
He's emotionally reacting to something and going, I need to like vent my emotions to everyone else.
Okay.
And then everyone else is watching that video, getting emotional. And now I'm spreading that emotion to you guys. So I'm part of the problem, really, right now. Because I'm pissed off at this guy, and I'm like, fuck this guy. You know, you guys need to, like, fuck this guy. Don't listen to him.
What are these
Like-
people doing? Getting angry at other people? Those idiot people, you know?
Yeah, but again, like,
Yeah.
this is how easy it is. Like, I'm getting emotional right now about this whole situation. Like, that's how easy it is to spread anger. And I guess, like, my aim here is not to get emotional and be like, fuck this guy. That's not the point of this conversation. The point is, I'm trying to give you an example of how easily it can happen, even to somebody like me who is aware of the fact that anger spreads,
Yep.
and I'm trying to control it, you know?
Yep.
And this isn't my whole emotion, like, this is a dialed down version of my emotional response to this video. but-
Controlled one, yeah.
but I can see me watching his video pissing me off, and then maybe I fire back a comment pissing some more people off. Maybe I don't. Maybe I just go about my day and get angry at some other guy that I see on the street, or, you know, like, anger can spread so damn easily.
So, if you're watching something or see something,
Have you guys, I'm sure you guys have seen posts that have pissed you off this week.
what do you do with that?
What do you do with it? You have to take a deep breath, man. Like, just,
So the whole world's full of idiots. Where do you set up your shop?
right? it's so difficult, and I think this is probably an ego related thing, but it's so difficult to let people just be about their maybe dumb, maybe wrong opinions. I mean, that's subjective in itself, but somebody's coming at you with an opinion that you disagree with. It's so hard to just be like, well, that's your opinion. I'm not going to let that affect me. I have my opinion, and I'm just going to keep my mouth shut and move on with my day and have a good time.
Mm-hmm.
That is so difficult.
Well, one thing I've experienced, and it
But yeah.
probably pops up a lot in relationships, is like, we're both here for the same reason, right? If two people love each other, then they should be there for the same reason.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe individual choices on a daily basis, or thoughts or opinions that pop up on a regular basis, it's like, well, that just doesn't, I don't resonate with that, or that doesn't make sense to me. So you're wrong. And the other person's like, no, you're wrong. But realistically, you can't just sit there and be like, okay, you're right, and deal with that all the time. There's a point where you need to have your opinion broadcast. And
for sure.
So I think the trick here is having that open mind and taking it for what it's worth. So if someone's saying something that really has no value to you, you can put your opinion back, but there's no reason to be fueled emotionally by that thing. If it's a 1 out of 10 on a scale of importance, 1 being not much, it's like, well, I disagree because of this, and then you can walk away.
Well, I think with like, there's two distinguishing factors here. Like,
Okay.
if it's a random post on the internet from
Yes.
someone that you don't know,
Yes.
do you really need to fire back a response and try and get them to change their opinion, or can you just ignore them and move on with your day? If it's like, if you're in a relationship with somebody and you're trying to, build a life together, and they have a difference of opinion, you need to have a discussion about, hang on, what are we going to do here to like maybe come up with a compromise or resolve something, or maybe we just agree to disagree on this particular topic. But when it's somebody that's
skill,
it does.
And,
but when somebody's like heavily involved in your life, I think you need to have those discussions and maybe come to some sort of an agreement. But if it's just a random post on the internet from some guy that you have no idea who he is, like, who cares if he has a difference of opinion? It doesn't affect your life. Move on with your day.
I can see it, because it's like,
yes, you want the whole world to agree with you, and you're like, fuck, this guy's wrong. He's going to cause all sorts of problems.
yes, that's it. It's like, this guy, he's not affecting my day right now, but he's going to go fuck the world up.
He's going to cause so many problems.
Isn't that politicians in a nutshell? It's like, why do we vote this dickhead in? Like, what is he doing? I need to tell him. It's like, no, you don't need to tell him your exact opinion. You need to go, like, get a group of people together who can go and, I don't know, can you make a difference with your, 10,000 signatures or something?
I think the biggest thing to understand is that reacting emotionally to something doesn't solve any problems.
Right.
All it does is usually create more emotions and tension, especially when you're talking politics. If some particular political party is doing something that you disagree with, and you get 100 people to be like, this guy's a fucking idiot, we disagree with him, he needs to be out of power, rah, 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 jump up and down screaming, like, what does that solve? That doesn't solve anything. All it does is you have a bunch of 100 people jumping up and down screaming, and then there might be a few more people that agree with them and jump up and down screaming with them. There might be a bunch of people that agree with them and just be like, yeah, cool, I agree with you, and move on with my day. But then there's probably a bunch of other people that go, I disagree with you, I need to jump up and down screaming how much I disagree with you. So now all you've done is create more disagreement, more division, more separation, and more emotion and more tension.
Yeah.
By jumping up and down screaming about something that you disagree with, all you're doing is inciting more anger and more division a bunch of people. You're not solving any problems.
No.
It's like a kid throwing a tantrum in a supermarket because he wants a certain cereal. Like, it doesn't get him the cereal. I mean, it might if the parents cave into his whinging, but that's probably not the best idea. Like,
Children are bad examples of dealing with emotions.
Children
because they
don't understand emotion.
No, exactly.
That's fair enough. But like, do you want to be that child?
Yeah.
Do you want to be throwing a tantrum in the supermarket because somebody's doing something that you disagree with? Or do you want to get a resolution to the problem? If you want to get a resolution to the problem, you need to sit down and have a level-headed discussion with the people that you disagree with, come prepared with information and facts and be like, here are the facts of what is happening. This is how I think we can solve the problem. How does that work for you? And they go, well, some of that works for me, but some of it doesn't. And then you go, okay, well, what doesn't work for you? Maybe we can come up with a compromise. Try and find a system that works best for everyone. that's not how politics seems to work though these days.
No, no.
Everyone's like, fuck that guy, and then
Has
the other
it
guy's
ever?
like, fuck you, and
Yeah.
well, maybe that's
I don't
always
know
been the
if
case, but that's the joys of politics, you know. But
if we loop this all the way back around, like to you and your day,
Yeah.
like you need to take responsibility for the emotions you experience in your life, and I guess always look to try and solve the problems in that manner.
that's right.
You know, it's no point dealing with people with emotional responses and anger. You know, if it's relationships or at work,
What does that solve?
you need
Where
to
does it
be,
get you?
yeah, like you should aim to be as mature as possible in your resolutions. And, you know, it takes a lot of responsibility on your behalf to go, well, it's in my life, so it's affecting me, but I can do something about that. You know, the politicians and stuff, maybe you can't make a big difference, but the things that happen in your day, you shouldn't be getting the shits about it and complaining if you have the power to fix it.
Yeah,
you know,
for sure.
so always be looking for that.
I think emotionally reacting to stuff affects you more than it affects anybody else. Me getting pissed off at a video that I saw on the internet doesn't affect the guy that made the video.
No.
It affects me.
Yeah.
It affects my day. I'm pissed off. He's going about his day completely oblivious to the fact that I'm even annoyed. He doesn't even know who I am.
Yep.
I'm pissed off. That's affecting my day.
Yep.
It's like I've got 2 glasses of water and I put some poison in one of them, and then I give the non-poison one to that guy, and I drink the poison one, and I'm like sitting there like, yeah, he's gonna die now because he drank the poison. Wait, no, I drank the poison. I'm dying. Oh shit. You know, that's exactly what the anger is doing. It's like you drinking the poison and waiting for the other guy to drop dead from the poison. Yeah, and like it's just dumb. Like me being pissed off at somebody else affects my day, not his.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's what we're saying about controlling your thoughts and emotions. If you're not controlling your thoughts and emotions, that's impacting you negatively, not everyone else.
That's right. So
It's
therefore, it takes you to be able to be
your
mature
problem,
about
yeah.
the situation and go like, all right, this is on me, it's my problem now. What am I going to do to resolve this problem? You know, and having that level-headed conversation with the other people involved to be able to come to the conclusion, even though it might not always fall in your favor, it doesn't need to. You know, you don't necessarily always need to have the outcome fall in your lap.
No.
You know, because if
You don't always have to win.
No, you don't.
Get what you
Exactly.
want as
Yeah.
well.
Maybe it's better for the other person to win this time, and then that makes it better for everyone because you don't really care what the output is. You know, if old mate cuts you off and he gets to his destination faster and it slows you down by 30 seconds, cool.
Big whoop.
Yeah.
Is that really worth getting pissed off over?
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Maybe you don't even get to have that level-headed conversation with the other person.
No.
Maybe sometimes you just have to be like, you know what? Like, just let that thing happen. I don't need to invest energy into this. I don't need to give that any energy.
Attention. Yeah. You don't need to.
Attention. Yeah. If some things just aren't worth the effort, it's not worth stressing over. It's not worth getting pissed off over because all it's just doing is affecting your day negatively and nothing else. Whereas if you don't get pissed off, you just be like, well, I'm just going to let that thing go and just go about my day.
That's
and
right.
it's incredibly hard, man, especially to begin with.
Yep.
To like not fly off the handle every time something pisses you off.
Oh,
But
yeah. Especially if it's a new concept. And,
yeah.
and, you know, for a lot of people, maybe this is a new concept. It's sometimes can take a good mirror to show the response that you have to some things. If you sit there and think about like, oh, this thing that I really got the shits with, wow, that was like nothing in my life in the scheme of things. So why did I get so emotionally worked up about?
That's it.
You know?
Sometimes you got to take some perspective of the situation and be like, what does this actually mean to my life? Am I going to even remember this like in an hour or in a day or in 5 minutes?
Yeah.
You know, is it even going to matter? No, probably not. Well, then there's no point being pissed off about it because the anger will last 24 hours.
Yep.
The situation might only last a minute.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's just the nature of it, man. And like the consequences of being angry about shit are far greater than the consequences of letting some shit go.
Yes.
I think that's the takeaway here.
Well, maybe not letting things go. Like maybe that's not cool. You know, maybe that doesn't sit right with me. But it's not up to me to go and solve that problem. Maybe I can just tolerate that. You know.
Maybe I need to worry about my life and not everyone else's.
So, old mate Shinbone there has got a pretty cool way to deal with your anger.
Excellent. If you're feeling angry, pick up a guitar and belt out some riffs, mate. That's exactly how all Wartooth songs have been written.
I
I
got a
pissed off at
problem.
something. I'm like, I got to write a song about this.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Venom Head was written because I was angry about being angry.
It'd be interesting to see, if some of you guys got some techniques. So like, it's really interesting that we've got a couple of people. If this guy agrees as well that playing music can help to
or listening to
calm
music.
emotions. Yeah, I think that's maybe something that we can all relate to. You throw on some songs and get that anger out, or you go to the show. I know a couple of people I've talked to at live shows like say that going to have a mosh is such a good release, from their week. It's like, this week's been so shit, but now I just get to come here and have a good time at the show.
I think metal is great for that, and I think that's a lot of the time. Like, people have a bad stigma about metalheads being angry and pissed off people, and most of the time we're most chilled out. There's never fights at metal gigs. There's never trouble. People just go there to have a good time.
Yeah.
Because the music is our release of all that anger and frustration. So we don't need to punch on with some guys pissed us off. We don't need to start fights or be pissed off people. We're happy people because we let our anger out through the music, whether it be playing or listening or whatever.
It's like saying, I don't know, like hip hop must be so emotionless because they all just shoot each other and shit. Like rappers are like go out and just all this gangster stuff. But I guess it's just part of a culture and an identity that people resonate with. But I think metal, like, that's a good thing about metal, is that we're able to leave our emotions in the music and not have to draw them into our lives. Like, we can just unload and go just dump everything
have a good
in
mosh,
the music,
bang it out,
and just be able to, all right, cool, now I get to start fresh for next week and start again and just have to tolerate. Because I mean, a lot of people, maybe they struggle, like metalheads aren't the most smartest people or the most educated or the highest paying jobs, have the greatest lives or whatever. A lot of people struggle to get work.
A lot of people struggle with a lot of mental health is very common
that too. So
heavy metal, man, like, for sure, all that sort of stuff.
And so it's good to see that people can have a way to get that out. And
that's what metal is about, man. Metal is about venting life's frustrations, man. Like, whether it be anger at politics or anger at fucking anything, or whether it's frustration or depression or sadness, or metal is that release of those negative emotions.
Yeah. And channeling it into something
music.
Productive. There you go. Yeah. So right there,
exactly.
Shinbone again coming in with the gold nuggets.
Yeah, man.
It's good to be able to put that feeling out there, which is a song, and then you have other people come and gather around that thing and go, holy shit, we experienced that thing too.
Yeah.
And that's
from the other end, like, as a listener, like, I'm the same, man. I listen to music and just be like, yeah, this guy gets it.
He gets my story. Gets it. Yeah, he gets my feeling right now.
And you can, like, I don't know, what do you guys do to, like, vent anger? I mean, I'm sure everyone's got their systems. Like, there's things like meditation and stuff like that. There's
fancy people stuff.
Yeah,
we're metalheads, man.
There's a good fucking mosh.
Yeah, good mosh.
Oh, you can't beat it. A mosh is the best way to unload, man. Or writing music, like Shinbone said, man. Like, what are you guys doing? What do you guys do when you get pissed off? How do you control that, or do you fly off the handle and unload? And if so, maybe that's something that you want to try and work on and not do that, and try and channel it into being more productive, or using it better to not piss more people off and be so contagious. We'd love to hear, like, what you guys are doing to control, or to release, I should say, your anger and your frustrations with the world.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I love a good walk. I feel like
walking's good.
I tend to have a generally positive mindset. So if I go spend time with myself, I can generally come to a good resolution. And especially now, some of the things I've been saying, being able to sit back and, like, look at the thing and go, well, if that guy's just an idiot, that's cool. I'm just going to get on with my day. So I find it
be an idiot.
Yeah, when you're able to step away from the situation and just be able to see all the things just for what they are and go, well, that has zero value, so I'm just going to get on with my day. I really enjoy doing that sometimes.
What's it? Is it Jocko that talks about just don't give that thing? What is it?
Attention.
Yeah. What does he say? There's got like a phrase for it. No factor. No, that's not it. This is like, that's not worth. Like, I'm not going to invest into that, because I guess the concept here is basically nice. Excellent. The concept is basically like, if something's pissing you off and you're letting it piss you off, you're giving it life. It feeds off your anger. The problem feeds off your anger. if you stop getting angry at it and just detach and be like, I don't care about that thing anymore, the thing dies. The problem dies, because the only reason the problem exists in the first place half the time is because you're letting it affect your emotion, and your emotion is feeding the thing.
Yeah, it is.
It's the life support for the problem.
Yeah.
Once you can detach from that and just be like, I'm not going to give that any energy, I'm not going to give that any time, any effort, any attention, all of a sudden the problem just dematerializes most of the time, and you can just get on with your day. And it's like, oh, once you realize that a lot of the time the problems are fed from your own emotions, once you've made that realization, you can detach yourself and just watch the thing disappear.
Yeah.
Right in front of your eyes. It's amazing. And not all the time. Obviously, some problems are legitimate, real problems that exist, but quite often it's purely just your emotions feeding the problem.
Well, that's
creating the problem.
That's sort of where it comes from. Where if it's in you, and someone has apparently put it in you, that's usually the way we see it. Like, oh my God, that person did that thing and put this anger in me.
Yeah.
That's up to you to keep feeding that or passing that on. You got to choose where that stops.
You're enabling the anger. You're enabling the frustration.
Yeah.
This is exactly what Venom Head's about. It's about this poison that's in you. Whether it come from somebody else, whether it come from you, doesn't matter. The point is, it's in you. If you keep indulging in that anger,
doesn't it have you? And the poison has you.
Well, it has you if you let it have you.
you.
It'll take it'll take over your entire body, mind, and soul if you let it.
Yeah.
If you keep feeding it, it's gonna keep growing. It's like a cancer.
Yeah.
If you can cut off the supply, you can cut off the blood supply to the cancer. The cancer's not gonna fucking live very long.
That's right.
But if you keep feeding it, it's just gonna grow and grow and take over your entire body.
Yep.
And your mind and your soul. And as I said, like we talked about last time with the thoughts thing, if you're not controlling your mind and you're letting the emotions control your mind's gonna hit a negative spiral really bloody quickly and send you backwards and backwards and backwards exponentially. It grows on itself. And the hatred's exactly the same. The more you feed hatred, the more you enable it, the more you allow it to enter your system and to grow, it's just going to go nuts, man. And before you know it, you're going to be pissed off at everything, and everything is everyone else's fault. And you just frustrated the entire world, and nothing's going well for you.
Yep. Pretty much.
Exactly what Venom Head's about. So if you haven't seen the video, go and check it out. We've got a lyric video up there, so you can check out all the words. You can try and understand the concepts there, and maybe you've got your own interpretation of what the song's about and what it means to you. I mean, that's the beauty of music and art. Is like everyone always puts their own spin on it. So we'd love to hear what you guys, think Venom Head means to you, or what it, whatever sort of connection you guys can make with it. Like, we'd love to hear about that. Certainly, like I've got my interpretation of what the lyrics mean, but that's not necessarily like the fact of like this is what the song is. Everyone's got their own interpretation of the music. So, if you haven't checked it out, or if you have, maybe you want to rewatch it and relook at the lyrics in the context of this discussion.
Yeah. Opens the way you look up.
Yeah, so you've had this discussion now, and then you watch the lyrics in the video and be like, oh, okay, I get what he's talking about here, or I can see where that comes across, Or maybe, as I said, you've still got your own interpretation that's different to mine, and if so, like, absolutely love to hear what you guys think of the song. Not just from a production point of view and the riffs, but like lyrically, like we're very focused on our lyrics.
That message, message is coming across. Beware the poison has you.
Yeah.
Because you've got to be aware when these emotions are taking over and controlling you. So
that's it.
Whether it's the fact that you can now identify that you're experiencing emotions and that they might take more control that you want them to have, or the fact that you're already aware of them, but now you need to be more focused on how we're going to prevent this from taking over. Like, well, I'm a very emotional person, but I really have no idea what to do. It's like, well, now we know, okay, we can step aside, take ourselves out of the picture and, go deal with it ourselves and not pass that on to other people. Or we can be like, well, we've got all this under control, and I know that I need to step out and not let these flow through. Yeah. And I feel like that's very good. And I'm in control of my emotions, not letting them come through and flow through me to someone else.
Maybe you do eventually get to the point where you completely can control your emotions. But I don't. No, I definitely don't think I'm there.
You'd never
I think it's a constant battle. I think it's a constant journey of like, whoop, I let them slip a bit there. I better like watch that and better be aware of it. Certainly, like I said before, like I'm already on that journey of like learning to control my emotions.
Yep.
And like just before was a perfect example of me still getting emotional about a video I saw on the internet. So it just goes to show, like, there's no like, oh, like I've got that covered now, like I don't need to worry about it, it's solved. I think it's a constant like self-awareness level of, oh shit, I need to be aware of this thing, this is happening, I'm getting emotional right now, I need to like simmer down. But certainly, like, if you guys are getting pissed off at something, or you're annoyed or frustrated, or something's annoying you, upsetting you, whatever it might be, reach out to us, man. Send us a message, whatever. You know, maybe like Wally said, you weren't aware of this whole process of separating yourself from the situation. Maybe you are aware of it and you just don't know how to do it. Maybe you find yourself getting emotional and you don't know what to do about that. Maybe you are getting emotional and you can deal with it. Like, whatever stage you're at along the journey, like, let us know. Reach out to us in the comments or send us a private message or whatever. Like, we're happy to listen and to maybe, like, you know, we're not experts by any means, but we're happy to have a chat, and, you know, maybe we can give some advice, or maybe we can't. I don't know.
Find some information back. That's the biggest thing. The only way to get more information
about all of this stuff, man.
Yeah, the only way to get more information is to pass on what you know, and someone else can spit that back at you. And it's like, well, that makes sense now. That makes more sense to me than it did before I actually had the conversation with you. So by having those conversations, you know, everyone gets smarter, everyone gets the benefits out of it.
That's it. Maybe you guys have got information, or like maybe you guys listen to a podcast or seen a video or seen a post or something that is about all of this shit. Like, we'd love to see that, because we're trying to learn about all this shit too, man. So if you guys have got information or something you'd like to give us advice or a resource, like, fucking send it on through, man. Like, we're gonna keep fucking trying to share as much of this as we can, because this is what this whole Raw Truth thing is about. It's about collaboration. It's about two-way street of, like, you know, we want to teach you guys some shit, we want you to teach us some shit, we want to just share knowledge and grow together as a community, as a group of people, like, all trying to help each other better our own lives and each other's lives. You know, I think last time we posted up the video, throughout the week I put up another resource in the comments section. I think it was an Ed and Milet podcast or something about sort of continuing the discussion from the live stream. I posted up another resource in the comments from last time. We're certainly going to do that again. So just because the live stream may be finished after today doesn't mean the discussion stops. Certainly within the comments section throughout the week, if we listen to a podcast or see a video or a resource or whatever, we'll keep posting them in the comments for you guys to check out or to comment back. And you guys do the same. If you find something in 2 weeks' time that relates to this discussion, just jump back in here, put it in the comment section. We'll check it out. Because as I said, it's a continual journey of growth and learning. Like, it's at no point do we become experts at this stuff. So
that's true.
Yeah,
that's true. So if you're digging the new song, check it out there. You represent the Venom Head.
Put the link in the comments.
No, I'd put the link up there for the merch as well. You can get yourself a shirt, a bottle opener, a poster,
maybe a nice big wall poster.
Big Venom Head poster. You know, really,
the artwork really pops,
feel that.
It's really bright. It just jumps out at you.
So you can jump on there, grab some merch if you're feeling it. And everyone in Brisbane, like we said at the start, we've got the show coming up next Saturday.
We do.
The official single launch show in our hometown, Brisbane. So get along to that if you can come. Free entry, like
November
we said.
23rd, Greaser Bar in Fortitude Valley from 8 p.m. Spectre, Medics of Pain, Level H, Wartooth.
Till late.
It's going to be a great fucking time. Josh has just come back. Biggest problem is social justice warriors and identity politics trying to take over the world. That's right. And that's exactly what we're talking about. A lot of those, you know, social justice warrior type people and identity politics are fighting with anger. They're throwing around frustrations. They're throwing around anger, trying to solve problems like that, and which doesn't work. It doesn't, like we've already discussed this earlier.
Yeah.
Anger just breeds more anger. It doesn't get things resolved.
Yep.
Not in the long term, at least. It might resolve something for 5 minutes, and everyone's like, "Oh shit, this guy's angry. I better shut up, and we'll just do what he wants us to do." But long term, it doesn't work.
Yep. The relationship gets destroyed in the meantime. Like, all right, dear. Yes, dear. Yes, dear. All right, I'm out of here.
That's it, man. You just get the shits after a while, you know? But yeah. Anyway, I think we've just clicked over an hour. So thanks for everyone for tuning in. You guys have been really great. I love the interaction.
Yeah,
you guys
thanks
have
for
been
joining
coming
the
back with
conversation.
comments. Thanks to Josh and to Shinbone and all the other guys that have sent stuff in.
Shinbone's a new guy.
Yeah, I've known him a little bit.
Okay.
I met him at a show a few weeks ago as well.
Right.
And yeah, we've had a bit of a chat, but certainly new to our live stream. So thanks for commenting in and tuning in, guys. As I said, November 23, Greaser Bar, Fortitude Valley. It's going to be a Venom Head single launch. It's going to be a fucking epic time. We're going to pack the joint out. The whole place is going to be a circle pit. We're going to have a great time. Wally's put up some merch. If you haven't seen Venom Head, check out the lyric video. If you have seen it, check it out again because, you know, it's great.
Why not?
And yeah,
That's all there is for this time.
one last bit of information. We've got a big announcement, surprise announcement.
I'm surprised.
Are you? You shouldn't be.
Oh,
Or maybe you are.
I have no idea what you're about to say.
Wartooth is now on Spotify
Holy shit. Yeah,
and
right.
all the other music streaming services. So check it out. We've only got a couple of songs up there at the moment, but if you're into Spotify, if you're into Google Music or whatever it's called,
Apple
or
Music,
Apple Music,
Google Play.
Google Play, that's the one.
God, man. No
all of those
shit.
things, all of those streaming services, wherever you stream music, Wartooth's on there now. So check that shit out. And have a good week. We'll see you in a month. Or we'll see you next week at the gig.
See you at the gig if you're in Brisbane.
We'll see you on the couch again, on the screens, in a month for Raw Truth number 9.
Christmas edition.
Shit, it would be.
Yeah,
too.
Christmas
Fuck,
edition.
Christmas
so-
is coming up already.
Yeah, mate.
Jesus. All right. Have a good week, guys. And as I said, if you have any more resources, any more comments, keep the conversation going in the comment section. We'll be on there all week. Until then, have a good one and control your anger.
See you later.